Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel where we do talk all things true crime. If that's something that you're into, I really hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video, and commenting your thoughts below. They really do help me out, and I do read every comment that I get. We are going to be discussing Lori Daybell, Vallow Daybell, whatever. Lori, that's who we'll be discussing today. Opening statements have begun in her trial. It is going on 4 years now since Tylee, Ryan, and JJ were killed by their mother, allegedly, and her cult husband, Chad Daybell, and buried in his backyard. So I wanted to bring you some shorter clips because we are not allowed, there are no cameras allowed in the courtroom. So I want to bring you a couple short clips to show you, just what's going on in the courtroom. I was going to bring you a larger clip from East Idaho News. I recorded it twice. For some reason, it would not record the recording part. So if you guys want to check out that clip, it's really funny, actually. You'll see some people in the background that you never thought you could see. It's kind of like a Where's Waldo for YouTube creators because they're everywhere. So to go ahead and get us started, we're going to go ahead and watch the opening statements, and then I want to show you another video after this one is done about the cause of death. It's been revealed on Tammy Daybell. So let's go ahead and start with this one. It's only a 3-minute clip.
Murder trial. She is the Rexburg mom charged with murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and grand theft in the deaths of 2 of her kids, JJ Vallow and Tylee Ryan, and her husband's late wife, Tammy Daybell. News Channel 7's Shira Matsuzawa has been at the courthouse all of last week and again this morning. So Shira, walk us through what the defense and prosecution said today.
Well, Doug, opening statements wrapped up just about an hour ago. It essentially provides a roadmap for the jurors about what they can expect to hear throughout this trial. And I want to warn you, some of it was graphic. Now, the prosecution was up first. They addressed the jury made up of 10 men and 8 women, opening with money, power, and sex. That is what this case is about. They say Lori Vallow Daybell used those things to get what she wanted, and it didn't matter what obstacles she had to remove. During today's opening statements, the prosecution also revealed JJ was found in a shallow grave wrapped in garbage bags with duct tape wrapped around him, while Tylee's remains were charred. The state says you'll hear it described as bone and tissue. That's what was left of Tylee. The state also said Tammy died at the hands of another asphyxiation. And in their opening statements, the prosecution also said Vallow used self-proclaimed religion and teachings to justify their actions, from an affair to murder. The defense then gave their opening statement saying, when there is a lack of evidence, the law calls it not guilty. He also reminded the jury that they vowed to remain impartial and not judge, and that they have to be convinced beyond a reasonable doubt, and every defendant is presumed to be innocent. As for the setup from the overflow room, we could see 4 panels of screens, one camera pointed on the judge, the other focused on Lori Vallow and her attorneys, the other on the prosecution, with those who are in attendance behind them, and a 4th camera was on a projector screen which showed photos of the evidence they were referring to. Now, this morning we were also there as Rexburg police detectives and attorneys for Vallow arrived at the courthouse. We are expecting those Rexburg officers to testify at some point, since they have in other previous hearings. This morning as I entered the courtroom, we also saw Tylee's aunt Annie Cushing in there, as well as Kay Woodcock. She is on the stand right now. She's JJ's grandmother, and she was the first witness called to testify. You can read more about this right now at ktvb.com. Doug?
Okay, so Kay was the first witness today. Are we also expecting to hear from investigators today, or is this all going to take a while to play out?
Right. You know, they haven't specified who or when those specific witnesses will testify, but we did kind of get a roadmap, if you will, earlier as to who will be, and they are among those who will testify.
Okay, Shira, thank you. I know you want to get back in there to keep listening to testimony today.
Okay, this is the next video that I wanted to show you. Also, the video that I was telling you to look at for the East Idaho News, I cried when I saw Larry. He came out and he does like a speech, just a little, he's a very humble man. And I cried. So I kind of wish the video would have worked out because it was cute the way that he spoke, but for some reason when I did that video, the volume wasn't working. So sorry guys, but yeah, if you guys want to watch that one, it's out there.
Matt, well, you people there were able to listen and watch the openings. We read about them from Emanuela's notes out of the courtroom, and just reading it is fascinating, and it's a lot of what we expected, and we got a little feel for the defense. Let's start with the openings from the state of Idaho.
That's right. Good afternoon, Ted. So Emanuela is our field producer in that courtroom, seated next to Chanley Painter, our other correspondent, as we're giving you this team coverage throughout the day, hour on the hour. So I can tell you from the overflow room, because I'm able to step out and do these reports for you, in the overflow room, we can see defendant Lori Vallow Daybell. She is in a white shirt with a black blazer over it. She tilts her head as she listens to the state paint a picture that she was influenced by money, greed, and she conspired to kill Tammy Daybell and her 2 children. This is one of the powerful statements that prosecutors led off with this morning, saying, quote, money, power, and sex, that's what this case is about. It didn't matter what obstacles she had to remove to get what she wanted. They went on to say this, also very impactful. You may hear that the defendant started telling people about a rating system of light and dark. She said that with the help of Chad, she could rate people as light or dark. A person could be so dark and a spirit so evil they would become a zombie. And you can't cast a zombie out, but a common theme as the body had to be destroyed. We are going to hear more about that theme and how she felt that the people that the state says that they killed, her 2 kids became zombies and they were rated as dark spirits. We also heard a bombshell today about Tammy Daybell, Chad Daybell's wife, who died suddenly. She was exhumed, her body was exhumed, and this jury heard today that she died of asphyxiation. So that is new information today. Then it was off to the defense. They were off and running. The defense attorney fumbled at times. Jim Archibald fumbled through papers. He apologized to the jury. And then he said, thank you, members of the jury, for keeping an open mind and for being taxpayers. I was assigned this case. This is some of the things that he said to them, quote, she had a life after death. She believed in life after death, and she believes that she will see her deceased family again, including her children. He went on to say that the evidence will show that she had a particular interest in the end of times. Thankfully, in this country, we are able to worship as we choose. He said that the pre-trial publicity in this particular case really tainted the public's image of Lori, and he said that you will find her not guilty.
All right. We'll see what happens there. The observations from I know you're not in the courtroom. Chanley's in the courtroom. She'll be joining us during the lunch break there. There's a lot of rules here, but you mentioned the monitor. What are you noticing? You haven't seen the jury, I take it, but what stands out?
Just really how nonchalant Lori Vallow Daybell is acting. She tilts her head at times. I saw her look up at the sky at one point in time when they mentioned that Alex Cox chose to do the Wi-Fi password on her house, and he text messaged her that the password was too many kids right before her kids went missing. She just looked up at the ceiling at that point in time. Colby Ryan, we're told by our producer, is in the courtroom, son of Lori Vallow. He has buried his head down many times when they talk about poor little JJ and Tylee in this particular case. We're also having lots of court watchers that are coming up to us and telling us that this is one case that they've followed from the beginning, like you at home. And we met up with a few court watchers before this all started this morning. They were lining up early. Here's what one had to say. Take a listen.
Killing her own kids, that's just, my kids are my heart. And for her to kill her own kids and then bury them, that doesn't happen in Idaho. That doesn't happen in Boise. We have very low crime. I think anywhere they had the trial, she would be found guilty. Because I couldn't even believe it. And because they joined some cult church, it just kills me.
It's about time that the trial is starting. I'd like to know more about what happens. I'm looking forward to seeing the coverage and the verdict, of course.
So those are the themes here in the Boise area. Again, this is about 5 hours from where these crimes took place, where the bodies were located. Ted, but I can tell you, everyone wants more answers, and they really want to get in her head as to why in the first place. But everybody says that they are just here hoping for justice, and this has been a long time coming.
Okay, now I had this video put in before, but for some reason the volume wasn't working, but I wanted to show it to you guys because I made a post and I just want to see if anybody else can find Waldo. So I'm not going to have any volume up on this. I'm just going to share it now. I'm just going to play it for just a few seconds. You let me know if you see anybody that looks familiar in the background. And it'll be all throughout the whole video. But yeah, if you guessed it, photobombed Nate's shot. Then if you go like right over here, I think you see him again, but yeah. So I wanted to put this at the end because a couple people were asking me like which video it was, and I just wanted to show everybody that I did have it. I just couldn't get the volume to work earlier on this part, and I just went ahead and muted it. So thank you guys so much for watching my video. You guys are awesome. I'm so glad that JLR is there, you know, where Waldo, there he goes. So thank you guys again. I really do appreciate you, and I will see you guys all in the next upload. Bye guys.